Now let's talk about getting and maintaining your remote pilot certificate with an SUAS rating. Now to apply for a remote pilot certificate, you must meet and maintain these requirements. First of all, you must be at least 16 years old. You must be able to read, write, and understand the English language. Now the FAA may make exceptions for medical reasons such as a hearing impairment, but you also must be in physical and mental condition that would not interfere with the safe operation of the SUAS. And you must complete the training and testing requirement, which we'll discuss next. Now, the training and testing requirements to be a drone pilot depend on whether the applicant is already a certificated manned aircraft pilot under Part 61. Now, an applicant who does not have a current manned aircraft pilot certificate must pass the initial remote pilot knowledge test. It's called the Remote Pilot Certificate Knowledge Test, and they have to be retested every 24 months. And by the way, that certificate is good until the end of the 24th calendar month. So if on September 9th you passed your exam, then your certificate is good until September 30th, 24 months later. So you have till the end of the month, and that's the way things work very often with the FAA. You get to the end of the month. Now, once you have passed the knowledge test, you can either complete the application online through IACRA, and then you'll receive an email telling you to print and sign a temporary certificate through IACRA, and then you'll receive a permanent certificate in the mail, or you can complete the 8710-13 paper application and mail it in to them, along with a copy of your test report. So you mail it to this address right here. Now, once an applicant who is a certificated pilot with a current flight review has completed the applicable training or testing requirements, they can complete the application online or by paper, and they can meet with an authorized individual who can verify that they are them and that they have the documentation they need. And the people they can meet with could be a designated pilot examiner, DPE, airman certification representative for a Part 141 flight school, a certified flight instructor, and FAA inspector. And so what they're doing is they're meeting with these folks and verifying that they've got everything they need, and they're going to help them through that. And by the way, the CFI can only help you if you're doing it through IACRA, but in any event, this is the easiest and quickest way for a pilot to get the temporary certificate, and you'll receive a permanent certificate in the mail. You will want to know and will not be surprised to know that there are things that can result in disqualification or denial of an application for a remote pilot certificate. First of all, you can be denied an application if you've been convicted, and you can be denied for up to a year. And you can have a suspension or revocation of your remote pilot certificate from any conviction for violating any federal or state statute relating to narcotic drugs, marijuana, or depressant or stimulant drugs, or any substances including the activities of growing, processing, manufacturing, sale, disposition, transportation, importation. So all of those activities obviously can get you in trouble. The FAA requires a written report of any conviction, not arrest, for driving while intoxicated or under the influence of alcohol or drugs, or any offense involving a motor vehicle offense involving alcohol or drugs. Now, convictions must be reported no later than 60 days after the conviction to the FAA Civil Aviation Security Division. Now, if you violate the FAA rules regarding alcohol, you can get in trouble by acting as a crew member within 8 hours of consumption of alcohol with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.04% or more, while under the influence of alcohol, while using any drug that affects one's faculties in a way contrary to safety, carrying narcotic drugs, marijuana or depressants or stimulants on the aircraft, refusing to submit to an alcohol test, refusal to release results when requested by the FAA. And by the way, as little as one drink can impair your flying skills and can be detected for at least 3 hours. And a drink is defined as 1 ounce of liquor, 1 bottle of beer, and 4 ounces of wine. Pretty easy to get in trouble this way. Now, when the FAA receives an application for a pilot's license, the TSA will automatically do a background security screening of the applicant before the FAA issues a certificate. If the screening is successful, the FAA will issue a temporary certificate if the application is done online, and a permanent remote pilot certificate will be sent by mail. If it is not successful, the applicant will be disqualified and a temporary permanent certificate will not be issued. And if the applicant believes that they shouldn't have failed the screening, they can appeal to the TSA.